Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan the Skeptical One.
I'm Erin the Believer.
And we missed everybody.
I know. It's so weird going a week without recording.
Yeah, it felt really weird. It feels like it's been forever.
I know. I was setting things up. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing over here.
Oh, it's good to be back.
Yes, and it's a new year that y'all are listening.
Mm-hmm. Happy New Year, everybody.
We still have a few hours left in this 2024.
Mm-hmm. We're holding on, clinging on to it.
I know. I keep seeing posts of people like, oh, this year was rough, whatever. I'm like, whatever. I will take it.
Yeah, rough is fine. The future is scary.
The future is terrifying. I want to stay in 2024.
And you know what's really weird is that I feel like even though, 2 weeks have passed since we recorded last, nothing's changed. Like I thought by now the world would have been invaded.
Yeah, I know.
We would have had to have boarded up our houses by now. I was really ready for the apocalypse to happen.
Yeah.
And by ready, I mean I bought an extra loaf of bread. I didn't fully prepare, but
yeah.
I really thought something would have happened by now.
I know. Yeah, it's very odd. What are these drones doing?
Who knows?
What are you doing?
Yeah. So therefore that tells me either something really, really big is going to happen or nothing.
I know. I'm in this weird state. I'm not sure if it's because of my blue Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
I always have to think of how to say it when I'm going to say it, or what? I don't know what it is.
Wait, is that blue Lulu? Is that the
like delusional about the election?
Oh, okay. I kind of thought it was like the lemon Lululemon pants. I thought maybe you got some blue lemon.
Nope. No, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like nothing is actually about to happen. Nothing.
Yeah, things are about to happen, girl.
I feel I'm not saying that things aren't going to happen. I'm just saying all of the things that we have planned are not about to happen. I just think the world in general
is just going to kind of
nothing is actually going to happen. It just feels like a really weird waiting for the end of the world.
Yeah, it really does. It's bizarre. It's also a really weird break. Every time I go on a break like this, time is no longer a thing.
I know.
And then did you like that TikTok I sent you where the mom is she's laying on she doesn't leave the couch the entire break.
Oh, yeah.
And she just parents from the couch and the kids come out and she's like, I think there's leftover cookies and
yeah, I'm gonna eat cookies for dinner. I don't know what you want,
but you guys, go for it. Yeah, that sounds like a great breakfast. And then it shows it the next day, and she's like, "Aren't there any of those cookies left? Can't you guys just eat that?"
Yeah,
I get it. That's what it's felt like. It's felt very hunkered down.
Yeah,
and there's been no outside world. I did make myself go grocery shopping. I took that bread and cheese. Erin told me that this past week was supposed to be bread and cheese week where you just graze on stuff. You don't cook.
Yeah.
I took that very literally.
I know.
Took a week off from cooking. It was great.
I cooked last night for the first time since Christmas, since all that set up.
Me too. It was great.
It was awesome. And then the food was so much better. Because I was oh, it's real food.
Yeah. It's I
feel full.
We're not just eating junk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was nice. Nice little, what'd you make? We haven't seen each other in a while. This is how we would normally talk if you all weren't here. What did you make last night?
I took those little turkey kielbasas.
Ooh, okay.
And I chopped those up.
Ooh, I love when you do this. Is it the veggie one?
Well, I use them a lot. I really like those turkey kielbasas.
You do.
So this is my more Asian inspired meal. So I cooked some rice.
Okay.
I had that. I chopped up any vegetables I thought my kids would eat, which does not include the green and yellow peppers that I added.
Ooh.
But I added those for me.
Heck yeah.
And I added zucchini. And
I said, is this the vegetable one? You're like, no.
Well, there are a lot of vegetables, but I feel like you were thinking of the
on
tray.
The tray. Yeah, I was.
Yeah. So all that, and then onion, and then I kind of burn the sausages a little bit in the pan with a little olive oil. And I take those out. I cook the veggies, and then I put everything back in. I add a little bit of soy sauce, light soy sauce.
Do you deglaze your pan?
Yeah. With
what?
Once I get the light soy sauce in.
Okay.
And a tablespoon of sugar. And after everything is done cooking, I top it with a little sesame seed oil.
Yeah, you do.
And a little sesame seed.
Oh, yes.
It's delicious.
Okay. Well, there you go. Everybody, there's your recipe for whenever you decide to start cooking again.
That's right. It's really easy, actually.
Yeah,
and
it sounds easy.
I baked some, frozen egg rolls.
Nice.
I know.
Yeah, killing it. That's great.
It was delicious.
All right. Well, that was Cooking with Erin and Megan.
That's fun. If we don't have anything to talk about, I'll just give you a recipe a week.
There you go. Yeah, that could be another Patreon bonus. We're actually both really good cooks.
Oh, yeah.
If you all want that, if that's a thing, let us know.
That's right.
So my funny story of the week is I did venture out yesterday and took Macy James with me, and I thought, crap, the one thing I didn't get that I really need is clothes. I'm just at the end. James would laugh right now because we redid our closet just so that I could have the bottom rack and he could have the top rack and then we did that and he's like, I have no idea how we've lasted on one rack as long as we did. I have so many clothes, but you know what I mean? I'm like, I like my staples that I wear.
Clothes that I'm actually going to wear.
Exactly. Not my like backup clothes in case I really need those backup clothes someday that I haven't worn in 4 years.
Right. Every single time I get a new shirt, I think, what did I wear before I got this?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going out. I better put that on. I'm like, what did I used to wear? What did I wear before this?
Exactly. I need some new things to be in the rotation.
Yeah.
And I need some old things to drop out of the rotation. No, I'm not going to throw them away. No. I'll give them a goodwill. They're going to go in the back.
What if I get a different, attitude and really like those again?
Exactly. And which does happen.
It really does.
It does happen. You'll go back in your closet sometime, probably when you're like, oh, I need to throw some things out. You'll find a shirt. You're like, now, wait a second. This was cute last time I wore it. Why have I not worn it in the rotation?
100%.
But then don't you hate when sometimes you find something and you put it on and then like midday, you're like, oh, this is why I took it out of the rotation.
Yeah.
It's like, it gives me like leg chafe.
Oh,
shoot. That's why. Those are the things that I wish like past Megan would help out future Megan and just throw those out.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. She's like, you don't know. Maybe you lose a little bit of weight in those thighs. And that doesn't ever happen.
The amount of clothes I have in there that are, if I lose that weight again.
Right. I think that's my whole closet.
It's most of my closet. It was rough.
Which is why I need to go buy new clothes.
Of course. That's fine. That's the solution.
Oh, good grief. So anyway, but I had Macy James with me because none of us have left the house. And so I'm thinking, bless these kids' hearts. They need to get out. They need fresh air. Yeah. They need to like see other people. So I was like, come on, Macy James, we're going to go shopping. And of course, I'm thinking, what could go wrong, right? Oh my gosh, she's 4 years old. And she's like, we're going to go shopping for your clothes? Because I never take her shopping for my clothes. Yeah. She's like, well, this is going to be weird. I said, it is going to be a little weird, honey. And I'm like, she's like, well, what am I going to do? See you naked? I said, well, you're going to watch my show. You're going to watch the phone. She's like, okay. Kind of like, oh, this is going to be weird. So she sits up and sure enough, for whatever reason, as long as Macy James could talk, I don't think I've ever told you this, has called my butt Meatballs. Like, and I didn't know that it was my butt that she was talking about for a long time because she'd just be like, Meatballs. And like, she would kind of be behind. I don't know. I've been called weirder and worse things.
So weird.
And it's not like every time. It's not even when she sees me like naked or anything. It's just like, she'll come up behind me and kind of like goose me and be like, Meatballs, and then like run along.
This is not her first life.
No, this is not her first life.
Not.
It's not. She's definitely had a colorful past that we do not know about. Oh, those roller skates. Girl, she put those roller skates on and she was like, she must have been a stripper on skates because her first move was like the fall to the ground and then splits going like, and while she's making direct eye contact with me, I'm like, this is weird. That's a weird thing to do the first time you put your skates on, but Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh. I love her so much. She's
anyway,
such a weirdo.
So Meatballs, but normally it's like when she has to like pass by me and she's Meatballs and then she'll like go on. No, but now we're in a dressing room in the public.
Every time you say it, it makes me laugh.
Sometimes she'll like run from me. And like in her own mind, it's like she's running from the meatballs. And I'm like, I'm not chasing you. So I don't know why. But she'll act all panicked and scared. And then like get in bed and like, oh, the meatballs are coming. And I'm like, girl, I wasn't even chasing you. Get in bed. Gosh. And so anyway, but now we're in meatballs. Now we're in a changing room. And I think she's fully set up. I even have her positioned a little bit to turn away from me. And, I'm in the worst mode that there is, which is like, you're about to try on a bunch of clothes that you're going to hate.
Yeah.
Half of these in your hand. There's no fucking way.
Were you at Myers?
No, girl. I leveled up and went to the mall.
Ooh, look at you.
That's what I'm saying right now. You want to know where the 2 articles of clothing that I ended up buying that day?
Myers?
Absolutely. I don't know why. I don't know why I tried to level up. I hated everything I tried on. It was like one of those like, also I didn't like shower and get ready. So I looked my absolute worst.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, I know. It was a rookie mistake, but I have a 4-year-old in tow. So
Just
I'm
like
we
how
don't have time.
you can't go grocery shopping hungry. You can't go clothes shopping looking
Yeah, you got to look
frumpy.
your best. Yeah, you got to look your best so that you can like try it on and go, ooh, I could pull this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, there was none of that. So anyway, I just had me and my meatballs in there. And, and all of a sudden, she started singing like, meatballs, meatballs. And I was like, Macy James, just watch a show. Because there's a mirror.
Yeah.
So she can like peek up in the mirror. So I keep seeing her peeking up, and I've got my back turned to her. So my meatballs are right there, prime time for her. And then she just like leans over and she's like, meatballs. And she's like on my bare butt.
Drumming.
Like, not my bare butt, but where. Anyway, she's just having a block. And I don't know. I'm like, what are other people outside of this thinking and hearing? Because we were in a public place and she just keeps singing about my meatballs. And
the good news is nobody was thinking about your butt. I would never think butt.
No, there's some context clues that I think that they could have figured out what she was doing. And then we walk out and there's like these two workers, teenage girls. And well, one's a little bit older, like probably in her late 30s. And then a teenager. And I just, as we're walking out, I'm like, put those clothes down. Let's just get out of here, Macy James. We're walking out. I hear the older one go, yeah, don't ever have kids.
Oh my God.
Died laughing. And I wanted to be like, I just wanted to put one finger up in the air and flick them both off as I walked out. But I didn't. But I thought, damn, I wish I would have. That would have been hilarious. Just be like, fuck you both.
That is crazy. Meatballs.
I don't know why, Aaron. I don't know why.
That is so funny.
Like, I know her dad used to sing to her, on top of spaghetti.
Yeah, I sang that to my kids.
Right. So, like, maybe that somehow, like, maybe she pictured me rolling down a hill with my big ass. I have no idea. No idea. But
interesting. Man. Well, I feel like I don't have any good funny story.
That's the only one I had. I'm so glad I could latch onto one, because other than that, it's been pretty dismal. Oh, I did go back and restart Severance and finished it. And I really need you to do it, Aaron.
Oh, I just don't even know if I can.
It is very boring.
It's boring and anxiety inducing.
It is boring, yes, which is such a weird combination.
I know, and I don't really get anxious when I watch things.
See, I think I like it. I like the anxiety with a slow burn.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I do. But anyway.
This is where we differ. I do not like that.
It's a great show.
Kevin and I watched a terrible movie.
Maybe instead of Aaron Ruins Books, I could do Aaron Ruins Severance for you.
Megan Ruins Severance?
Megan Ruins Severance for you.
Oh, maybe that would work.
Because I would love to tell you all of the things.
Oh, let's do that for January.
Yeah.
Megan Ruins Severance.
Yeah, and
so
if you're going to watch it, then don't watch it until after
Mm-hmm.
January. We kept doing that. We hung out with Miranda and Whitney and Jody and had the best day ever. And we kept finishing each other's sentences.
I know, it was so embarrassing.
Aaron goes, you got to stop. I'm like, look, I'm in this too. You got to stop. One of us has to stop.
Embarrassing. We just kept saying things together. We said, oh my gosh, the exact same inflection. At one point I was like, oh, this is so awkward.
It's so funny because I don't think they even noticed it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good. They probably just thought it was one of us.
Yeah, exactly. We're in such unison.
Well, we watched one movie that was actually good. It was called Wolves, which, listen, I don't ever like to say you should watch a Brad Pitt movie because I think he's probably a monster.
Oh, I'm sure he's got to be problematic, right?
Yeah, there's lots of weird stuff with him and Angelina Jolie, and his kids don't talk to him anymore, so that can't be a good sign. So I'm not saying watch it because of him.
You can't be that pretty and not have something.
But you know what I love about it? He is not aging great.
No, he's not. He's not. He is showing up. Like, oh, there you are, Brad.
While watching the movie with him and George Clooney, I said to Kevin, he gets worse looking every year, and George Clooney gets better looking every year. So that sucks for their friendship.
Yeah, it does, because I would have put Brad above George back in the day.
Yeah,
But now.
Are you talking like Thelma and Louise?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my Lord.
God.
Wow. But no, he does not look as hot anymore. But we watched Wolves. It's not Wolves, which is annoying.
One wolf with an S.
Yes, it's one wolf plural.
Okay.
Because they're both supposed to be like the lone wolf, but they have to work together.
I started watching that where they would like have to clean up a murder.
Yes. That was really good mainly because the third main character in the movie was so enjoyable to watch.
Okay.
So I liked that one. That's on Apple TV. But then Kevin and I were like, well, it's like 8:00. What are we going to do now? So we started watching, looking at
our 10th movie of the
trailers.
day.
Exactly.
That's how that Christmas break goes.
We started watching trailers and I was like, is that Louisville? It totally was. There's a movie with Hayden. I don't know how to. I was Pantier.
You lost me at Hayden.
She was the cheerleader in Heroes.
No.
The little blonde. At first I saw her, I thought she was Sabrina Carpenter, but I'm like, well, Sabrina Carpenter's looking kind of old. And I was like, oh no, that's because I get those two mixed up.
Yeah, no idea who any of the people you're talking about.
She's a little blonde who's about my age.
Okay. Well, she sounds cute.
She's adorable.
She'd like to come over for coffee sometime.
She's not aging and acting well. Her acting, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? And then I realized it's because she's trying to put on a Kentucky accent.
Oh.
But like a slight Kentucky accent, because she's like, she
should have come and had coffee with us before she did this movie.
I know. She was like, okay, in Louisville, it's not a real strong accent, but there's still one there. If it's not really. So just calm down, just talk normal.
Yeah, just talk normal.
Anyways, I think that's what it was. She did the Selena Gomez thing where she didn't separate her teeth very much.
That drives me crazy. I hate that.
I know. It was really annoying.
Come on, Selena. You got your jaws wired shut. What's going on?
I know. The premise of the show was that, or of the movie, was that she gets an Uber, Lyft drive, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And while they're in the car, there's an Amber Alert because there's a little kidnapping that happened, which this was the weirdest part of the entire movie.
Okay.
It's the beginning of it. It was called Amber Alert.
Ooh.
And
original title. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So it starts out you see it going back and forth between this driving situation and the kidnapping about to happen.
Okay.
And they're at a park.
Does the Uber driver kidnap the kid?
No.
Okay. Be a weird twist.
There's a mom with her mom.
Turn off your Uber light and then go kidnap.
Right. No, there's a mom with her her older mom, and they're with all the kids, and the kids are playing hide and seek, and the little girl gets taken, but you see she was recording the baby when this was happening, so you see in the background a black car.
Oh gosh.
Take the little girl.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. But they don't get a license plate number. So she calls 911 and she's like, this part's not funny, but
yeah, you're laughing.
The fact,
did I miss something?
No, I couldn't. Once this happened in the movie, I could not support the movie anymore.
Okay.
So, they were the lady taking the call. It's she goes to her boss. She's like, this is a legit an Amber Alert. We got to put out an Amber Alert. And he's like, are you sure? Where's the ex-husband? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm telling you, it's an Amber Alert.
Well, even if it was the ex-husband, that's still an Amber Alert. You douche.
Listen, this is when he goes, okay, fine. What's the license plate? And she goes, she didn't get it. And he basically is like, well, then there's nothing we can do. From this
SOL.
We have a picture of the car. And
we know the make, the model, the color.
He goes,
the direction it's headed.
I can't put out an Amber Alert for this. And she's like, I guess you're right. And she walks away. It takes the mom coming to the police station.
Oh my God.
And being like, you have to do something. And he's like,
fine.
I guess. I'm like, that would not happen. We wouldn't just
tired. It's Christmas break.
We wouldn't just say, hey, you know what? Enjoy the other two you have left.
Right.
They would still try, even without the number. And I couldn't get past it. Every 5 minutes, I would just go, he's like, are you thinking about that license plate? I'm like, that's all I can think about. And this stupid movie. But anyways.
So you enjoyed it?
Yes. We did watch the entire thing.
Of course.
It was not
Christmas
good.
Break. You can watch all the bad movies.
It wasn't good. But just so you know that it wasn't the Uber driver. While they're in the car, they hear the Amber Alert and she sees so then go on a chase? Yeah. She's like, I think that's the car. And then she makes the Uber driver drive her all around.
Like, I don't know. I'm not the best Samaritan.
Yeah, he gets real invested in it.
Oh, good.
And then
do they have a little love meet cute?
They could happen. Who knows? It kind of ended before that happened, but
love over kidnapping.
He definitely cared about her at one point because, he could have left her.
Right. But
he doesn't.
Okay. They don't tie it up with a nice little bow and a wedding with the missing kid being the flower girl?
Not yet, but I think that was implied.
Okay.
They do have the lead character in it is the guy from Abbott Elementary, the hot sub who becomes yeah. So he was good.
Okay, there you go.
But I'm telling you, it wasn't good. But it was fun to see Louisville.
Sure.
And
they're driving all around Louisville.
She's like, I got to get to Middletown. And he's like, I'm going to Hurstbourne. I'm like, this is weird.
That is weird.
What are y'all doing? Why are you talking about my city?
That is funny.
So anyways.
It makes me think I wonder when it was filmed. I think it was last summer or 2 summers ago. There was some movie being filmed down on in Nulu.
Yeah.
And I remember we were out having drinks or something and we walked by there so we could see everything happening.
Yeah. There's a really weird Nicolas Cage movie that was filmed in Louisville.
Weird. No, that's random.
That was the only reason we knew it was Louisville at first was because they were drinking Heine Brothers coffee. And I was like, I thought Heine Brothers was just
in Louisville.
Here, just like in Louisville. I was like, yeah, I thought so too. And then we looked and it was filmed in Louisville.
Sure enough.
That was a really weird. All the parents wanted to suddenly kill their kids. It was like a horror movie.
You told me about that. Yeah.
It was really weird. Nicolas Cage is such a weirdo.
Also weird. We are just talking as though like.
Oh, yeah. We really are. It's 22 minutes in.
Although this is what Winnie said. She said she didn't even need the scary stories. Yeah. She just needs us to sit here and drink coffee and talk to each other.
Well, there you go.
We can do that all day.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I really lost the plot here.
It'll start getting real weird at a certain point, but we'll bring it back.
I kind of forgot there was anything set up here. Okay. Well, we are going to do something a little different today. We're going to go back and forth on some Reddit stories.
That's right. We decided, you know what? We're tired of begging you all. No, Aaron just listened to Full Moon Energy.
Yep, because it came on.
Yeah.
Just followed whatever I was listening to before that, and I wasn't near my phone. I was like, all right, here we go. And I listened.
Yeah. How do we do? Is it always weird going back in time?
It is weird. Our audio is way poorer.
Oh, good. Well, so now we're just showing everybody.
Yes.
Look at how high quality we are now. Thank you, Rue.
That's right. At one point, I was talking about money, and you said, how does your husband feel about that?
Oh, did I really? Yes. What year was this? Good grief.
No, I said something about how it was a Patreon for $1 a month. And you're like, I don't care. It's not my money, but your husband does listen to this.
I will smack myself. Gosh.
And I was like, well, that's weird. We really flopped sides. Like, not that I'm like, you should ask permission. I just have a harder time not asking permission. I have a harder time not thinking I need to ask permission.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I don't ask permission from anybody for anything.
I know. Also, Kevin apparently used to listen. That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
He stopped listening that one time I made fun of him for making me shovel the driveway. I made him so mad.
I remember. And then he stopped listening.
Shut up.
Like, almost as if that was like to punish you. Well, then I'm not listening to your podcast. It's like, cheers.
I know. He's in the next room. I hope we didn't hear any of that. Okay. Anyways, so we're going to go back and forth with some Reddit stories today. Because
the whole point of that is because she listened and there was
a glitch in the Matrix with the spider.
You thought, ooh, that's a fun
That's what
theme.
That's what we ended up thinking. This was clearly a glitch in the Matrix and not a spider ghost.
Okay. I don't remember. But then also we're going to throw in there a couple of UFO stories too, because we like to be relevant.
That's right. All right. So I'm going to read a story that says, just experienced my most clear glitch in the Matrix.
Ooh.
And kiddo did too. Both so confused.
Okay.
So random and bizarre, and I can't wrap my head around it. My husband made pizza rolls for our kids. I got them out of the oven and on plates. Each plate had 10 pizza rolls. I walked over to set my daughter's, who's 6 years old, plate on the table. She was excitedly jumping up and down at the table, and I happened to stumble. 2 pizza rolls fell off the plate, falling towards her, so she reached out to catch them, and before our eyes, they just vanished right before she caught them. Totally gone, not even in a blink. Eyes were wide open, and they just disappeared like a magic trick. I thought maybe they didn't actually fall off, and we both just panicked and thought they did, but there were only 8 on the plate now, so clearly they did. We stared at each other for a moment, and she said, "What?" I was speechless for a moment, then was like, okay, they couldn't just have disappeared. So we looked under the table, all over the room. Finally, I call my dogs in, like, screw it.
Yeah.
If they find them, yeah. Yeah, even if they eat them, I just want them found. Nothing. Then they would 100% find them if they were there. And they're not even sniffing around like food had recently been there.
Ooh, weird.
They're just gone. And my daughter is so pissed.
Yeah.
Is so pissed. Enough that I made her a couple more, LOL. But WTF, I've never experienced something like that. At least not literally in front of my eyes. And the fact my daughter saw it too, she's literally still moving throughout the room 20 minutes later because, well, how was that possible?
Yeah.
She wants an explanation, but I've got nothing.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? Not super scary, but totally weird.
Glitches in Matrix, it's not scary, but it is eerie.
Yeah.
It's like, what could that have been? Where did they go? And why?
Right. Like, were they going to burn her?
Which is why like maybe they're like, because then you could maybe go guardian angel.
Oh, yeah.
Like, or a really hungry angel. Loved pizza rolls. Oh, maybe they won't notice. Whoops, I slipped.
And then like Angel, she's flapping her hand in front of her mouth and her wings because she's like, oh, these pizza rolls are like little balls of fire.
So fire. It's hilarious. Hilarious imagery. They need to put that on that show, Ghosts. BBC Ghosts. Oh my gosh. Because it's so true. They are like lava on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, and especially they just came out.
Oh man, right.
Yeah. So either she was trying to, the guardian angel, or he or she's trying to save the little girl from lava.
Yeah.
Or it was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah. Very weird.
Yeah. So weird. I'm more likely to go with glitch in the Matrix. Shocker.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what that means.
I hadn't really thought about it being an angel or being something that was like trying to protect her. But
well, if they were falling towards her.
Yeah. What else could it be? Like she went out to catch him. She's only 6.
Yeah. And
she'd probably grab him and squeeze him,
well,
you
sure,
know?
Yeah. Because it's like, oh, I got to catch him.
Yeah. It would burn you.
Interesting.
Very interesting. That's so weird.
It is
like the more you think about it, the weirder it gets.
Yeah. I just saw the other day this, like, of course, because it's a video, I have a hard time believing it.
Yeah.
But it was
weird. Such a weird thing to say.
We live in AI times.
No.
I'm sorry. There's octopuses out in the sky now. Like, what's happening? Have you not seen like the weird, like they'll do this, AI will generate like this weird looking cloud of, especially right now because of all of the alien hype.
Yeah.
It's AI generated, but it's like, clearly it's AI generated, but they're going to get some people. People are going to be like, oh my gosh. That's what I'm just saying. Like anything could be edited. It would get you. See? Yeah. You're not understanding this because you're like, let me see it. I think it might be for real. Anyway, it was not.
Okay.
But I had a point to that.
Oh, a video. You watched a video that you don't think is real.
That's right. I had to drink some coffee and you had to remind me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Credit where credit's due.
That's right. So there was a little kid that was like kicking a little ball around. And they like kicked it back with the back part of their heel, and you see it on video. It's gone, and the like kid turns around to like kick it again, and it's like it's gone. There's nowhere it could have gone. The kid's looking around. The person who's filming is like looking for it too, but it was like you see it go under their foot, so now it should be behind their foot, and when he goes to kick it, there's nothing there, and everybody turns around like, where did it go? And the ball is just gone.
Yeah, that's really weird.
I think I sent it to you on TikTok.
I do think you sent that.
Yeah, but that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. What would be the purpose of that?
Yeah.
Is it just a mistake in the Matrix?
Yeah.
So does that
is
mean
there
there's
a
like
purpose behind it?
So, okay. Now, when we talk about the Matrix, does that mean like we're laying in a simulate, like we're like laying down in something?
I just think Keanu Reeves is about to come in any second.
Oh, right? Well, then I wouldn't be upset about that.
No, he has aged well. I feel
he has aged well, and he's like the nicest celebrity.
I know. I think he's like a fine wine. I think like I didn't like him back
in
the very beginning. You did see. I think his like Bill and Ted.
No, I didn't like him then. But Speed.
Right. Oh yeah, he got a lot hotter then.
He's hot in Speed.
Go back and watch those shows. I wonder how they hold up.
Speed is still phenomenal. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I bet Miles would love Speed.
He would absolutely love Speed. Okay. All my kids love Speed.
Awesome.
It's like one of their favorite movies.
Oh man, now I need a whole nother week of Christmas break.
Oh well, all right. It's only Tuesday.
That's true. Okay, so we're like, my husband's like surprising me with an outing. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas break.
I can't wait for you to find out all about
clothes on. I know he told me to be ready at 2:30 today. I'm like, 2:30? What are we doing? Get on a plane? Go somewhere?
Maybe it's for a dentist appointment.
Or an eye doctor.
2:30?
You're just a mess.
Or an eye doctor's appointment. That'd be great. I wish that's what he was doing.
Oh, eye doctor. I think meant a dentist appointment. I'm like, that'd be horrible.
Eye doctor.
Knowing him, remember that time he had the audacity to take me shopping?
Oh, yeah.
Like Pretty Woman style. Get whatever you want. I'm like, ew, who the fuck wants to shop?
Yeah, meatballs.
Meatballs. I do with my meatballs getting tight pants. Nobody wants that on Christmas break.
Well, he probably wants that.
Yeah, that's true. No, he always wants my meatballs out of the pants.
Oh, right.
Okay. Anyway, enough about my meatballs. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. Like maybe a slip in the planes, like
yeah.
And if that's the case, is there a world where like pizza rolls don't exist? So all of a sudden,
have you watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, whatever that is?
Yes. And I do not understand it, but I loved it visually.
I loved it visually too. I would kind of like to watch it again.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I think you need to watch it more than once. And I've only watched it once. So I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I just love Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, me too.
She's hilarious.
And I don't know the lead actress's name, Michelle Yeoh.
Oh yeah, she's amazing in everything.
Yes. You know what I don't get about Glitch in the Matrix?
What?
Or the Mandela effect, really.
Oh, Mandela effect is so interesting to me.
It is so interesting to me. But who in the world remembers how to spell Berenstain Bears? I never once looked at the spelling of that. People are adamant. Like, that's like the biggest one.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, I could care less what any of my stories were called. Yeah. I just...
listen to them.
Yeah, I would like
you do your audiobooks.
I'd pull it because I liked the cover. Shut up. And I would go, oh, it's Berenstain Bears. I didn't say, oh, it's Stein, Berenstain Bears. I don't even know which one is right.
But I wonder,
don't know.
Are people saying that it's pronounced differently too?
Well, yeah, but it's like Berenstain. But who cares?
It's always been Berenstain Bears. The
Berenstain Bears, yeah.
The Berenstain Bears.
As a kid, even if it was
the Berenstain
if it was the Berenstain Bears, I wouldn't know. I called it Berenstain.
Right, and it could just be people are pronouncing it differently.
I know. That's the weirdest one that people get hung up on. I'm like, that one.
Okay, but Mandela.
The Mandela effect is, the whole thing is crazy, except for that
crazy.
One. Yeah.
That is really insane. And the Tinkerbell.
Yeah, the Tinkerbell
flying over Disney, because I can picture that.
Yeah, me too. And a new one that they've just come out with, Michelangelo's David, if you didn't go to art college.
I'm holding some meatballs in my hand right now.
Yeah.
But they're little.
His little pupils are now hearts.
What?
They've never been. I went to I studied art history.
Somebody had to have done that.
But people are like, no, they've always been hearts. But most of us are like, no, they were not always hearts.
Well, that's weird.
I know.
Maybe you just didn't notice.
I took tests over that statue.
You think that would be in the test?
I just feel like
You've studied it.
I have studied that statue.
You surely would have noticed it.
Yes.
That one's not as weird to me. I just feel like you weren't very observant because you were in your 20s and drinking a lot of beer.
Whatever.
That's what I'm thinking. But the Tinkerbell one, as a kid, I can picture right now that like little do and like the little like sparks coming off of her little wand.
Yep.
And it's not on anything.
I know. I also had a mandala. Like, I thought he had died before he died.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird.
What is that?
I don't know.
Mass hallucination, or like, Stephanie, I need you to explain it to us, because I'm sure there's a scientific reasoning that somebody has at least come up with out there. It might not be one that we agree with, but somebody has surely said, well, this is why this has happened.
Yeah. Shazam?
What about Shazam? You used to use it all the time.
No, the movie Shazam with Shaq.
Oh, never existed,
Never
right?
existed.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. It did. It had to have. I watched it.
I did too.
And they're saying it never existed.
Yeah, they're saying it was Kazam with Sinbad.
No, absolutely
no, it wasn't.
Not. Why are y'all trying to fuck with us? That's my question, is like, people are like just a hair off of something just to fuck with everybody.
Right.
Don't do that. And who are you people?
It's like that time I tried to convince Kevin that it was pronounced vagina instead of vagina. And I had him convinced for about a minute and a half.
Oh my God.
It was amazing.
Gaslighting.
It was so good.
That is how you use gaslighting for great purposes.
And I didn't let him go out in public and start saying vagina.
It's for your own amusement.
Yeah.
Do you think sometimes in his mind he's still like, vagina? No, wait, which one is the right one? Vagina?
Yeah, no, probably. I really got into his head for a minute. It was amazing.
See? Like, that's the power of indoctrination.
I just don't use it for evil. So that's where...
Right, but there's a lot of people that do. But these people who are like, whoever they are, I'd imagine it's like, some Secret Service branch. They're just so bored. Like, you know what we could do?
Yeah.
We could totally get rid of like one small thing that does not matter.
Here's a big one.
Just fuck with everybody.
Fruit of the Looms.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
No cornucopia. They're saying it wasn't in a cornucopia.
Always in a cornucopia.
It absolutely was in a cornucopia.
Yep, I can picture it right now.
Yeah, ridiculous.
What is going on with this branch of people who are so bored that they feel like they have to just fuck with us over the tiniest little things?
I don't know.
Yeah, I could sit here and talk about that all day long.
I know.
Okay, but let's talk about this.
Okay.
Another glitch in the Matrix.
All right.
And again, low key, kind of like yours. Low key, but what the fuck?
Yeah. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. The most bizarre thing happened today, and there is no rational explanation for it. My wife returned home from working out at the gym this afternoon and immediately noticed that the leaf had been inserted into our dining room table.
Oh.
She asked me and our two children, ages 23 and 19, why we had put the leaf in the table when she was gone. We all looked at each other and confirmed that none of us had messed with the table. Of course, none of us had any reason to insert the leaf in the table. As a matter of fact, I'm the only one who even knows where we keep the leaf in the table. And I am 100% sure that my daughter wouldn't have the courage to go out into the garage, wipe away the cobwebs on that thing, and insert it. And my son certainly wouldn't take it upon himself to insert a leaf into a table without being harassed to do so. The leaf has been in the garage for years, as far as we can remember. I asked my wife if she was positive that the leaf hadn't been in the table all along, which is, like what if you just didn't notice it? We forgot to take it out last Thanksgiving and it just became like something we didn't notice.
Yeah, although I will say from going from a leaf to no leaf, that's a big difference.
It is a big difference, absolutely. She confirmed that she was 100% sure, so we started looking through photos from Christmas since we had some family members over to the house. Sure enough, there was a photo at the table during the gathering and there was no leaf in it.
Huh.
I was dealing with COVID over the Christmas holiday, so I didn't participate in the gathering. I certainly didn't feel well enough to go down there and insert a leaf into the table, exposing everyone to what I had. There is a 0% chance that I inserted the leaf over this past week. My children had no reason to do so, and my wife didn't do it. We went out of town from Friday to Sunday, so no one was in our house over that time. That you know of.
Yeah, somebody threw a party.
Right? No one had access to the house while we were gone, or had any reason to go into our house. Something else strange happened today while my wife was gone and I was home with the 2 kids. I opened the front door and a small bird that was on our wreath flew into the house. It flew around for about 5 minutes or so before it flew back out of the open door. It was strange, but nothing paranormal for sure. Since my wife is positive the leaf was not in the table when she left the house because she puts her weights on the table and says that she would have noticed if the table were extended, we think that it must have been placed in the table while she was gone for the last 2-hour period.
By the bird?
Listen.
Okay.
It's actually a 2-person job. Yeah. Little birds like
what does the bird have to do with it?
Well, they sum it up here in a minute.
Okay.
You got Snow White, like little birds.
She's like,
let's fuck with them.
Whistle while you work, and this table's too small.
It's too small, and it'll really fuck with them. It's actually a 2-person job to properly insert the leaf without causing damage. Now all I can think of are these damn birds in Snow White messing with this family. And since none of us in the house did it, we are baffled as to what happened. It makes us wonder about the fact that the bird flew in. Like, did the bird cause some sort of disruption in the matrix that resulted in the table leaf being inserted? Like, far-fetched, but like 2 weird things happening. Like, that's a leap, I get, but I think what they're saying is kind of like the butterfly effect.
Okay.
Like something.
So the bird happened before the leaf situation?
The bird happened, I think. The bird happened, and then, or like, did the bird, that's a weird thing to happen the same day that this leaf happened. Are they somehow related?
Interesting.
Yeah. We have racked our brains and have no logical explanation for this, unless a stranger entered our home and managed to find the leaf to our table in the garage, insert it in the table, and replace the tablecloth and centerpiece on the table.
While everyone was home, except for the wife.
Right. Then this is some sort of glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's really weird. Those low-key things that, like, if glitches in the matrix really happen, how many times have they happened and you just don't notice them?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I would gaslight myself all the time. I'd be like, oh, I guess I just did that.
Yeah, that must have been something that I did and didn't notice it.
Yeah, probably because you're my sister and you talked me out of believing my own, in my gut.
No, I've talked you into always questioning things. That's
always
good for
questioning your gut.
Questioning even yourself. And it's okay to do.
All right.
Because otherwise you'd be in a cult right now. You're welcome. I'm just saying you're welcome. No, but also I can't think of what movie it is. I've been sitting here this whole time. We've been talking about glitches in Matrix. But there's movies where it shows like things happening from different perspectives. And it's like you don't notice. Like you see it in one way, but you haven't seen like what the cause and effect of something else happening.
Yeah.
Again, I can't think of the movie, but I could like different angles of the camera. And it's like, oh, you didn't see the cat swatted that ball out of the way when, you know what I mean? Like something like that. But to everybody else, it looks like it just disappeared or something like that. But you see it from different angles. So how many times does that happen? But this is like solid proof.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Like even the pizza rolls are flying through the, like they're that's weird. But this is like, I can go and knock on that table.
Yeah.
And I can look and say, here's a picture. It was not in this picture. And now it's here.
Yeah. It is weirder that something to appear.
Something physically had, to appear rather than disappear is really strange.
Yeah. That's weird.
Mm.
Okay. I'm going to read another one.
Oh, let's do it. We're going to make this a nice long one since We took a little break.
I know.
Because we're women and we can't live with this guilt.
Tell us how you really feel. Golly. Okay. This one's titled, I Saw My Parents' Doppelgangers. This happened to me, 22 female, about a month or so ago. I've been thinking about this experience a lot recently, and a friend of mine recommended that I post it on here. This has kept me up at night recently, and the more I think about it, the more unexplainable it gets. It was a Saturday, and I enjoy filling up my car on the weekends before the week begins. I needed to get gas, and before I left the house...
Enjoy is a weird word.
I know. I hate getting gas.
This is my favorite thing to do. I loved it. I love filling up my gas.
I also rarely look at my gas tank, and suddenly I'll be like, oh, shit.
Yep, all the time. And then every time James gets in my car, he's like, Megan. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
I'm fine. Hadn't happened yet, dude.
I have this
Chill out.
Same argument with Kevin all the time. He's like, you don't ever fill up your gas. I'm like, I was gonna. And then you took my... Why are you in my car?
Yeah, and thank you, by the way, for doing that. But you don't need to judge me because I didn't.
Exactly.
And the thank you was like them going to fill up the car because you know they do that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's nice. That's great. That is nice. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. Fine, I guess. So before I left the house, I told my dad I'll be back in a few minutes. I just needed to get gas down the road at the local Kroger because it's 3 cents off per gallon.
There you go. Frugal. I like it.
Yeah, and I would be back shortly. Anyway, for some reason, I have an overbearing dad who refuses to believe I know how to pump gas on my own, even though I have been doing it for over 6 years. I leave the house to get gas, and as I mentioned, the Kroger is right down the road. I have to take a massive left turn to get into the area, so I like to drive all the way around to avoid that massive turn.
I love this person.
AKA making a 2-minute drive into a 7-minute drive.
Get it. I love it.
Why they got to fill up that gas so much?
That's right.
As I'm making the drive, about 3 or 4 minutes in, I notice my parents' car approach me and begin driving close behind me in my rearview mirror. This car is unique as the color is a specific light grayish blue. I roll my eyes as I'm thinking, wow, they seriously think I can't get gas on my own. I approach the stop sign and quickly check my side view mirror to get a closer look to make sure it's them, obviously annoyed. In my mirror, I see it is my parents driving. I know so intensely that it was my parents. Like, I know what my parents look like. There's something off, I notice, though. Their expressions are completely blank and just seem empty. I can't explain it, but it had to be my parents. But like all the energy from them was gone.
Ooh, that's weird.
They looked like NPCs. Do you know what that is?
Hold on. NPCs. Personal computers. What's the N? Not personal computerized.
Yep. Nailed it. Moving right on.
What is it? What does it mean? You're not going to tell me? You're just going to move along?
Non-playable characters.
Oh, geez.
I decided to shrug it off and keep driving just the last stretch of the Kroger. As I turned into the Kroger, I noticed my parents are no longer behind me. I pull up to the pump and pull out my phone and check my parents' location. They are at home. There was no way they had enough time to make it back from where I had last seen them on the road. I finished pumping gas and make my way home, still very confused by the encounter. Later that night, I ask in a laughing manner to my mom, "Hey mom, why were you and dad following me earlier?" She looks at me super confused and says, "What are you talking about?" I explain what I saw on my way to get gas, and she replies with, "Dad and I haven't even left the house today." I must preface by saying that my parents are incredibly religious, conservative, straightforward people and would not prank me like this. I know with absolute certainty that they did not leave the house. So please tell me who was following me. Weird.
It is weird. I think that that's just your brain playing tricks on you. I don't think that's a glitch in the matrix. I think it was probably a car that looked very similar to their car. I also think it's kind of funny, like, it's a unique color, grayish blue. I'm like, what? Sorry, you're clearly a new driver. See gray blue cars all the time. But anyway, it kind of looked like their car. I think the thought was implanted in your head, like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. And then, you know, you're looking up whatever, but I think it was just your mind is playing tricks on you.
Huh. All right. I don't know. It's weird, though.
It is creepy, though. The blank look, like that's creepy. That reminds me of like Body Snatchers. Ugh, yeah. So scary. And that dream that I used to have that I've already told on here a million times. So I'm not going to talk about it. Go back and listen to our poor quality.
Figure it out. I don't know what episode it's on.
Good luck. I mean, I talk about it a lot. So
yeah,
you're going to have to listen to poor audio before Sweet Rue came in. Okay, just so that we can keep up with the times, we've got a couple little UFO ones.
Okay, a couple?
Well, it's one and then a response.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. So this is terrifying encounter that literally just happened to me, and this was 6 hours ago.
Oh.
Literally just happened.
Like 6 hours from the time they wrote it, or
6 hours from the time they wrote it, and they just said it literally just happened to me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, if they're using the word literally, I know a lot of people don't like to use it the right way, but if they are,
that could have been 3 years ago.
No, it says it was posted 6 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So literally, if this person literally used it the correct way.
Okay.
I live, and there's a big chance that they didn't.
Sure,
because
of course.
Nobody likes to use that word correctly.
Literally, nobody uses it correctly.
Literally, nobody uses
kidding.
it. Literally.
That was me doing it wrong. Some people do use it the right way.
Some people do. I live in Queens, New York, and about 10 minutes ago, I had gotten off my computer after gaming for a while. I was laying here on my bed trying to fall asleep when I heard a low humming noise outside. At first, I thought it was the radiator in my apartment, which is right by my window, but then I realized it was outside. I looked up from my bed to see this bright blue light shining from my blinds.
Oh.
I was so scared I didn't get up to look out the window, and I'm glad I didn't, if I'm being honest. I watched the light quickly float down the street, and once it got the fuck away from my window, I immediately hopped up to look, but I couldn't see what it was.
Oh.
Just that the light zoomed down the street and was definitely not at street level, so it couldn't have been a car. I'm freaking the fuck out, and I've never had a paranormal or supernatural experience before. I've heard about the New Jersey orb/drones, and maybe someone has a similar experience. I guess I'm posting this because I want someone to tell me a rational explanation, or at the very least, that someone else has experienced something like this. To me, at this point, I'm thinking it's just a drone.
Yeah.
Or somebody could have just been...
fell asleep. They were trying to fall asleep. They did fall asleep. They dreamt all this.
Oh, there you go, skeptic. I like it.
I'm just saying, if you want a rational explanation, that would be mine.
That would be a rational one. Okay, so then this person responds, though. I should make my own post about this, but the very exact same thing happened to me back in 1997 or 98.
The very exact same thing?
The very exact same thing.
Okay.
I was about 12 years old, lying in my bed. It was about 10 p.m. in France. Bougie. My room was in the basement with only a small but wide window a little above my bed. I had to stand up on my bed to open the window. From my window, I'd see the garden and thick bushes surrounding it. There was a parking lot just behind the bushes, but these were really thick woods, so light barely passed through. This night at 10 p.m. in 97 or 98, it was very dark when suddenly a very bright light, white light with a light shade of blue illuminated my room.
Huh.
It was so bright it just went through my shades as if the shades weren't there.
Wow.
And there was this low humming that I still haven't heard in a TV show or a movie, but it was like robotic, low pitched and soft. I don't know. The radiator comparison could work, I guess.
Does it sound like a Tesla? That's what those...
Weird.
Every time... Listen, I hate that my husband drives a Tesla, but it does sound like a little spaceship coming in. Every time I hear it, I'm like,
that's weird.
Weird.
That is weird. The rest is a blur. I froze up in fear, and I think I waited a few seconds before it just left in the blink of an eye. But I'm not really sure what I was doing while waiting for the light to disappear. I was absolutely terrified and didn't fall asleep till 2 a.m. or something. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a car, but what do I know? It did echo my previous experiences of what happened in 93. I was about 8. I was walking through the living room, going to the bathroom in broad daylight. My mom was ironing. Ooh, that's weird. Suddenly I appeared like a foot further from where I was, like I teleported. It stopped me in my tracks. I looked around, but everything seemed normal. I immediately told my mom, who argued that I was just daydreaming. Maybe I was, but it didn't feel like it. It felt like something happened during that blip, and I wasn't there to experience it.
Ooh, that's really weird.
Is really weird.
Also, we're like the same age.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is really weird.
And then, I'm not going to read the next post, but underneath that comment, somebody said, you all should look up on YouTube something called The Hum.
Ooh.
Because back in 1990s, like early 1990s, worldwide, a weird humming sound could be heard.
Oh.
And so people started reporting like this weird humming thing. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Like being in the news. And so they're like, well, that was like in the 90s, in 93, like the blip and all that stuff. And
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Here's my thing is technology is so rapidly developing that I feel like a lot of this is human, that like humans are making this technology.
Yeah.
But not reporting that they're making it, or like things are happening that can be explained through technology, but it's not all being reported.
Yeah. Like, I think the drones
I do too. I think it's human.
I think that's human. I mean, it's got the green and red light. That's human.
Yeah, I agree.
But the weird plasmoid things, that's where it gets weird.
And the fact that they're happening at the same time.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Like they're battling up there.
Right.
But everybody's like, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. Don't even look up there.
Did the plasma things happen first? And then we're like, well, we better send up our drones.
Right. But then wouldn't they have why is the government keeping that so quiet? Like, this is so out in the public. But they're like, no, we don't know what it is, but it's not a
Look away.
threat.
Look away.
Yeah.
Well, then turn your lights off if you don't want me to see.
Yeah.
You dumbasses.
Yeah, something's weird.
Something's weird.
Okay, my last story. I think I met myself.
Oh, okay. Well, I like myself, so let's go.
I live in a fairly small town, and I'm pretty familiar with most of the area. I work from home, so I don't get out much during the weekdays. But on weekends, I usually take long walks to clear my head. Saturday afternoon, I decided to walk around a part of town I don't normally go to. It's not far from where I live, but it's not an area I've really explored. Mostly industrial, not a lot of foot traffic, and not much to see besides warehouses. Then why would you walk there?
I was going to say, and why did we choose to do this on a Saturday?
This is exactly where Bella almost got snatched in Twilight. Port Angeles. Anyway, I'm walking down this long straight road, and I see someone coming toward me. It was a guy about the same height as me, wearing a hoodie, jeans, and a backpack. As he gets to about 15 or 20 feet away, we are now staring at each other. At this point, I genuinely feel like I'm having a panic attack. It was the weirdest feeling I've ever had. I know this person. I've seen him before. It was me.
What?
Not in the sense that I thought we looked alike. I immediately recognized everything about him. The way he was walking, his posture, the way his hand was resting in his pocket. It was me.
Oh my gosh.
When we passed each other, neither of us said a word. We just continued looking each other up and down. It was the feeling that we were two versions of the same person. The expression on his face was confused and fearful. His eyes were wide, and it was like he was thinking the exact same thing I was thinking.
What?
I didn't see him walk away. When I turned back around, after an awkwardly long time staring at each other, I waited what felt like 10 or 20 seconds before turning around, and by that point, there was no sign of him anywhere. There were no alleys or places he could have ducked into. I walked back to where we passed each other, and nothing, no trace of him. It was like he just vanished. At first, I tried to brush it off. I figured I was just imagining things, but I think I'm trying to convince myself. I've tried Googling this, but the results are just about urban legends or stories about doppelgangers being some kind of bad omen. Nothing useful. My friends say I'm probably just stressed out or seeing things, but honestly, I can't shake the feeling that I slipped into some kind of parallel universe or that there's some glitch in the Matrix happening. I've also noticed I keep getting deja vu about random things. Has anyone ever experienced something like this, or am I just losing it? I swear I didn't hallucinate this.
What? So they didn't look like them?
Yeah, not exactly. But it was just
so it wasn't like I'm looking in a mirror, but except for all of the mannerisms and just this intense feeling that I know this person really well.
Yeah, an immediate panic attack when they saw them, which is also weird because it's like, why? Why would you have such huge fear?
What if it was a twin? Like a twin that you didn't know you had?
Oh, that's weird.
And, you know, like they say twins can perceive things. And so if you've not grown up with that twin your whole life, but then you all are getting closer and you have this really bizarre, familiar feel, you don't know what that feeling is because you've never felt it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe. That's weird.
Go ask your mom.
Where did they disappear to?
More questions about what happened back in the 80s.
Okay, and then this one here, this is the reaction to that post. I had a similar sensation many years ago when I first learned to drive. I was driving through my old neighborhood and I saw a young girl sitting in front of her house on the curb with her feet in the gutter playing with a doll or something.
Get your feet out of the gutter. That's disgusting.
We made eye contact and I had a memory of being a young girl sitting in front of my house the same way, making eye contact with a young woman driving by and thinking that would be me someday. This was long before computers even, so I'd never heard of a glitch in the Matrix, but I'd totally forgotten about it until now. So glad you shared your experience.
Weird.
Isn't that very weird?
Okay, so I've had one sort of similar experience like that.
Oh, okay.
And the only way I can describe it is like the closest thing I've ever felt to spirituality. I just makes me laugh because that's kind of sad. But anyway, I was giving Miles a bath when he was just real little, like maybe 1 or 2. And he looked so much like Dad.
Yeah.
That I had this moment where it was almost like I was pretending to be Grandma Opal.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this must have been exactly what it was like to be her giving Dad a bath. You know what I mean? Like being his mom. But like what a weird thought because I'm his daughter.
Yeah.
But I like lost myself in that thought of like, what if this is like what Dad would have like looked like and his little reactions and he would have reacted to the way. And I got so caught up in that moment that I could like imagine being her. And it was like this neat moment because I felt very close to her.
Yeah.
And I met her when I was an infant. She passed away when I was like, before I was even 2, I think.
Yeah.
So, but it was like this moment of like probably being a new mom and feeling like what it was like to be a new mom and what it was like to be Dad's mom. But that was really weird, a really weird thought.
Yeah.
So I know that was all just my own brain, but
maybe you're reincarnated. What if you were once
maybe I am her
Dad's mom?
How weird
Grandma Opal.
would that be?
Oh, but then you're both alive at the same time. I don't know how that would work.
That works. Yeah, maybe you were.
I don't know. I never met her, but she seemed cooler than me. Her name was Opal.
Her name was Opal, but she was also pretty strict.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she was kind of mean.
Okay. Well, then
you not listen to Dad's stories.
I don't pay attention.
She like locked Grandpa Ralphie out of the house after he cut his hair for like the whole day.
Yeah.
After he cut Dad's little curls off, and she would not let him in the house. Either one of them. Not even the baby. They both had to sit outside.
I didn't want this. I love my girls.
Oh, it's funny. Anyway,
all right.
There's that.
Do you want to read another one, or you think we're good? We're at 113.
I think we're good. I don't have any more to read.
Okay.
So we better be good.
We better be good. Okay. Well, this was fun.
It was fun.
Do you have a fan favorite?
I do. I knew you were going to ask it like that. Okay. So this week's fan favorite I'm very excited about was gifted to us by the lovely Birdie.
Oh, nice.
So I get this little exchange from Birdie. She just sends me like a screenshot of her and her friend Abby going back and forth. And Abby says, I'm on episode 188 of My Skeptical Sister, and I'm dying at them being like, I wouldn't tell you if I had sex with a ghost. Maybe I'd tell Birdie. Then they go, Birdie, have you ever had sex with a ghost? Or is that too personal? And then she's like, ha, 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 ha. She goes, I'm literally dying. Well, literally. Abby, girl, you weren't literally. You typed again. And then Birdie says, LMAO, I feel like we're friends truly. And then she said, they're fucking hilarious. Like lots of us do, if you only knew. And then like had sex with ghosts. So
oh, yeah.
There's some stories there. And then they just go on and on. And so it was so sweet.
That's so sweet.
And I said, well, hey, guess what, Birdie? I'm looking for a fan favorite. And I feel like I just found one. So I asked the sweet Abby, and she responds with, oh my gosh. And then like the crying, like little teary-eyed.
Sure.
Okay, let me think. I'm so excited. And then also, hey, I love you all. Like a little bit later, she responds with that while she's thinking. So she says it's a downer, but really it's just real life. It's sad. Things in life happen that are sad. So you're not being a downer. You're telling us what you would like us to shout out, and we're here for it. So, okay, mine is a little bit of a downer. I really thought about advertising for friends' businesses, but this is really tugging on my soul to plug. I am a witch and spirit keeper, so you'd think I'd plug some witchy shops. But my grandpa died from Parkinson's disease last year, and the experience is something that will stick with me forever. Yeah. He was a Vietnam veteran. He came home without a scratch. Wow. He was drafted when he was 19 and diagnosed with Parkinson's in his 50s, solely due to the chemical agent orange they'd sprayed over there.
Oh my gosh,
Isn't that wild?
That's awful.
His death was so slow. He was one of the most energetic and hardworking people I've ever met. Mm-hmm. Some days he could barely walk, and the next day he would be up riding his bike just for fun. He then hit 68 and his health quickly declined. Time goes on and he's getting worse, but tries to fight the fact he can only mumble when in reality he was a very loud and happy man.
Oh, that's so
sad. He hated being in Vietnam. It ultimately ruined his life in more ways than one. Anyways, at age 74, he died, but I've always felt like he's still with me. I feel like he's telling me to write this in, actually. And then Abby says, while I have you here, here's a little story for you.
Okay.
So here we go. A bonus. This is the night of stories.
Yeah.
It's what we do on our podcast.
Nobody better complain about us being short.
That's right, Danny.
I've been fighting this my whole life.
Also, I just love you, Danny. I love he's like, you're going to give me my $3 back for the bloopers? Don't, you just simmer down, Danny. You just calm down.
You need to calm down.
We mess up all the time.
There's so many.
We got plenty in that bank. Okay. My grandmother was falling asleep on the couch a week after he died. She doesn't sleep in their bed anymore. So that night, she was watching TV and went to turn it off. She was about to close her eyes, and she hears very clearly and loud, "Sis." This is what my pawpaw's pet name was for her.
Aww.
So she got up. This woman does not believe in ghosts whatsoever, but this experience shook her, and looked down the hallway where she heard it coming from. Their bedroom is in the hallway, and so is his urn. That night, she took his urn and put it in a large trunk that she had in the living room. And then she has the crying face, like the laughing, crying face. With all this being said, I would love for people to donate to, and it's to Parkinsons.org. I love y'all and your podcast. Thank you for this opportunity for my Papaw Ray. Or Pawpaw, I think it's Pawpaw Ray. And then she's got these amazing photographs of him.
Aww.
And he was handsome. He was super handsome. So anyway, I just love that little story. She said he was basically my dad, bought my school clothes, backpack, phones, school supplies. He made sure I was spoiled. I'll miss him forever. Also, I have many spirit encounters and stories. My family is from South Louisiana and the foothills of the Appalachia in Alabama.
Ooh.
I live in New Orleans basically half the year and soon will be moving there for good. So I will be gathering stories and emailing them your way.
Yay.
Thanks again for the opportunity. Heck yeah, please send us all of those.
Yeah.
Yes, we would like all of your spooky stories or all of your just amazing experiences as a witch. That sounds incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we now have another person we can use as a resource to find out information. Thank you. Why are you laughing about that?
I don't know.
We tap into Birdie and Shelby all the time.
This is a weird way to say it. And your little hand motion that went with it. You all can't see it, but it was like she was trying to catch a fairy in the air.
I'm just pulling out information of like spiritual information of how things work. I don't know how anything works.
Me either.
Yeah, I mean, poor Shelby and Birdie, they've been trying to school us for like years, and
we don't pay attention.
I really don't. Nothing lands in there. Sorry, guys. So now Abby can have a turn.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying. Abby, we're so glad you're here, and thank you so much for sharing that very sentimental and sweet story. I love the fact that your grandmother's like, okay, well, you're now going to go into a trunk.
Right. Love you, but I don't want you talking to me right now.
Don't need you doing all that in the middle of the night.
No. That's great.
That's great.
All right. Yes. Thank you, Epi. If you would like to check out our website, go to myskepticalsister.com where you can find out how to become a Patreon. $3 a month gets you a sticker and a magnet and weekly bonus content. $5 a month gets you all that plus our monthly movie night. So I guess we got a while for the next one. So join now. So
we got some time.
We're not even in January yet. You guys get on in here before it happens. Oh, and you want to get in before Megan ruins Severance.
I cannot wait to ruin Severance for you.
I can't wait either.
It's the whole thing. That's why I want you to watch it, because I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, I definitely want you to ruin it for me.
Okay.
I don't remember when you ruined.
It'll probably be really boring and anxiety inducing.
I love it.
Just like the real show.
Do you remember when you ruined that one kidnapping movie because I had kids and I couldn't watch it? I was like, I don't want to watch it. You didn't have kids yet. And I was like, I want to see it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen that movie.
Right. You're going to feel like you've watched Severance.
I love it. Yeah. So join our Patreon so you can hear all that and all of the Aaron Ruins books and all of the bloopers that Danny loves so much. They all come out every month. Every week there's something new. So join us for that. Or just join as a free member and you get the 5th week free, which is in January. That's happening.
Would do that.
We've had a couple people have joined.
Yeah. I'm shocked that more people don't.
I know. Come on. It's free.
Free. I might join it.
Such a nerd.
I love free shit.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What else can you do on there? You can submit your stories right there from our website. You can also find our P.O. box, which we have to go check out. Sandy said we have something coming.
Sandy.
I know. You can rate, review, subscribe wherever you listen. You can write your stories in at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. If you, I don't know, don't like websites, you can tell, pretend like you're Birdie and get all your cool witchy friends to start listening.
Come on, witchy friends. Get in here.
Get in here. Spread the word to all your friends.
And also another person to go visit in New Orleans.
I know. I want to go to New Orleans so bad. I'm ready.
Me too.
It's been too long. Okay. And I think that's everything, right? Write us in. We love you. We'll talk to you next week.
Canavo sounds like Keanu.
Oh, it does.
But it means goodbye until next time in French.
Oh, that's beautiful.
La 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 la.
I have boob sweat right now.
And you took your bra off or you put it back on? That's why.
I never put the bra on.
Oh. Sorry, that sneeze stirred some shit up.
Just press record.